Hello everyone, myself Ketan Bhausar, Assistant Professor in Engineering College, Ahmedabad. In today's session, we discuss about chapter number 5, Introduction to OS and Real-Time Operating System from Embedded System. So now we are familiar with the word of OS because we are already worked in the operating system for last few years. Like as a student, you already know what is OS from standard number 5. So now, but here we have to discuss about the OS, but also we have to discuss about the real-time operating system, because RTOS is one of the most popular type of embedded system, and right now it is very useful in any embedded devices or any real-time applications which is work with respect to the time, which work with a real-time response, right? So now the operating system. Now what is operating system? So as you already know, the operating system have a center part, it's a kernel. Kernel means we can sit at the heart of the portions, heart of the particular area. It's a kernel. Then you can connect with the memory, CPU and the devices. In terms of the devices, you are talking about the local devices, or you can talking about additional devices, like you can connect with the SD card, you can connect with the memory card, you can connect with the keyboard, mouse, etc, etc. You can connect with it. CPU and memory management in terms of the RAM and ROM and the application side. Fine. So uninterrupted computation is a no interrupt. Infinite memory is just an illusions. It's not a fact. Simple IO means avoid dealing directly with the device specified read or write operation. So basically, when you're talking about the operating system, then what is operating system? It is the center part, it's a kernel, means we can say that the core portions in terms of the architecture point of view. In the bottom side, you can directly connect with the CPU, memory and the devices in terms of the additional or external devices. And the top, it's talking about the application layers in terms of the different types of application layer which is related to the OS. There are the 7 different types of OS layer that we already studied, right? Now we go with the 4 type of operating system. Single user, single task. Now single user, single task means designed to manage the computer so that only one user effectively do one thing at a time. Example, iPhone, Apple. At a time. Single user multitasking. The type of the operating system must use on the desktop and the laptop computer today. Windows 7, Mac OS is with example that single user can do the multiple tasking. Multi-user allow the many user to obtain the computer resources simultaneously, means OS must make sure that each program being used as a sufficient and separate resources so that a problem with no use or one use does not affect the another uses. In terms of the Unix, Unix is one of the best example for providing the uses of multiple user. And the real-time operating system, the main task is to manage the computer resources so that the particular operations execution in precisely the same amount of time every time it occurs. So means the execution of the task anyhow, it will precisely execute the task on time. It's called as a real-time operating system, and the RTOS is designed for that type of concept. It will be executed on the time without waiting or without depending on any other resources. It's a RTOS. Now the very popular one and very one of the most common part that you can see in each and everywhere about the task, thread and process. In previous session in chapter number 4, we already discussed about the task, thread and processes, right? Now you can see that the different in terms of the VxWare global memory allocation system, that you can see that the task have a users and the predefined users. So task have predefined super users and the user, and the task have predefined super users and the user in terms of the memory allocation system. But if you're talking about the process memory context based system in terms of the VxWare, then every task has that virtual memory allocation system on the top hand side, as you can see. And the task predefined system, in terms of the task predefined super systems, you have a virtual memory context for the user side. Means a super users have a specific access for the data only, and a user have the access of the data allocation system. Right. In terms of the Linux process and thread based concept, as you can see that there are the simultaneously processes going on in terms of the virtual based content, shared data, memory allocation system for each and every data type, and here you can see that the kernel will manage the different types of threads. different types of tasks, different types of operations. So here you're talking about the task. On the first side, you're talking about the processes, and here you're talking about the threads. When you're talking about the Linux based concept, when you're talking about the Linux based operating system, so at that same time we have to deal with the threads one and more at a time. When you're talking about the process memory based content, then we have to deal with the multiple variable or multiple virtual data type instantly. And for the global memory allocation system, we have to go with the task in terms of a local, global, and super variations. So we have to go with the task, thread, and processes. Now the RTOS state transition. In previous or before this video, we already see the task state in terms of ideal, ready, running, blocked, and wait for the period. Here you can see that the pending, delayed, ready, and suspended. First of all, we have to check the data is ready or not. If it is in delay or not. You have to also check that some task is pending or not. If it be pending, then execute the task with a higher priority. If that some tasks have a higher priority, then you have to check the priority of each and every task. If the task have a lower priority, then you have to put the task and choose the higher priority task and execute it on simultaneously. Here you can see that you have to check the suspended task. If the task will take a large amount of time, then you have to suspend it because it's all about the RTOS transition state. Here you can go with the ready state, delayed state, suspended state, and pending state. Highest priority task is executing. The first priority of the RTOS is that timelessly, continuously operated, task delay, simultaneously message receiving or not, task receiving or not, suspended or not, task suspended or resuming or not. So each and every time the OS have a continuously operated and continuously observed the different processes going on in parallel mechanism, or we can say that in concurrent mechanism. You have to check the process is ready or not, the process is delayed or not, the process is disabled or not, the task is resuming or not, the task is suspended or not, the task is pending or not, the task have some query or not. So the RTOS have this type of structure, means we have to observe each and every variations at a time. Real time. As I already told you, what exactly the meaning of real time? Real time means what? We have to execute a specific task or specific time period only or repeatedly as per the requirement of user. That I already told you. The real time request to compute the task on the time usually have a district time bound. Hard or soft. There are the two types of real-time operating system: hard real-time and soft real-time. The feature of RTOS is very clear for providing the scheduling mechanism, resource allocation system, interrupt handling, or etc. And the best example of the RTOS-based concept is a VxWorks. And there are the other type of also RTOS that we already familiar with. RTOS which is based on the real-time Linux, Kali Linux, RTX Linux, Tiny OS Linux. So in this particular chapter, we have some case study which is related to the Tiny OS, some other type of OS also, which is a part of a real-time operating system. So as you can see, the device have IO pins, device interrupt handling mechanism, scheduler, and scheduler after that the task and thread. So first of all, you have to go with the devices and IO available. Device interrupt means interrupt handling mechanism. Interrupt handling mechanism have a scheduler mechanism, and the scheduler have a different types of task and thread. So we have to go with this type of operations for executing any real-time data or any real-time operation. In hard real-time, hard RTOS. What is a hard RTOS? The first question arises in our mind. Thread priorities can be set by the client. Threads always run according to the priority. Kernel must be printable or bounded with a specific amount of task. Interrupt must be bounded, no virtual memory allocation. It's called as a hard RTOS based concept. So the thread priority can be set by the client. Thread always according to the priority. Kernel must be printable or bounded. Interrupt must be bounded, no virtual memory allocation. Now if you're talking about similarly in terms of the soft based real time or soft RTOS. Like the hard RTOS, the priority scheduling with a load degradation. Low dispatch latency. Latency is very popular word and right now which is very popular in each and every time for executing the task without delay. Printable system cells, no virtual memory to allow the pages to be blocked. Linux is a guaranteed about the relative timing of the task with no guaranteed about the system cell. See, Linux is one of the most popular OS It's right now famous in each and everywhere. Right now in every embedded devices generally we are familiar with the Linux because it provides a virus-free environment and also it provides a robust and rugged environment for the RTOS based concept. And also we can connect and access the multiple data or the two IP address simultaneously for the concurrent mechanism, and that thing is possible with help of the Linux based OS only. So here we can show that to provide the real-time operating system, we already see the two RTOS based concept, hard RTOS and soft RTOS. Now context. What is context? The first question arises in our mind. Execute the multiple tasks and processes. Operating system facilitates this is perform the multiple action or functions due to the multiple sources of the interrupt. This multitasking or multiple ISR execution, even though there is only one process by the first saving the one program context and retrieving the another program context. So context is nothing but it is a multitasking concept. It is a multiple processes which execute on a specific amount of time. A context of a program must include the program counter as well as the program status word, stack pointer, and may include the process register. So the context may be at a register set or a separate memory block for the stack. Now we're talking about the context switching. Context switching means saving the context of the interrupted routine or the function or the task and retrieving or loading the new context of the called routine or task to be executed next or to be executed one after another. So here you can see that to understand the concept of context switching, we can see that save the current routine context on the stack and load the new routine context, execute the new routine codes. On return, save the new routine context and switching for the previously routine by retrieving the same content. So on the switching of the new routine context switching the current routine. So ultimately we have to go with the current routine and we have to always measure and always think about the other type of task or new data will be loaded continuously. If the new routine will be context, then execute the new routine codes and then again go with the current routine, which is based on the priority also. Context switching in case of the multiple resources, as you can see that the multiple interrupts. So context switching T1, context switching T2. Based on that, we have to check the higher priority on based on the ISR node. On the ISR node, we have to check the priorities and start as for the priority and ISR program. We have to see that the task T1, T1 dash, which task have the higher priority. According to that, we have to handle the task. If the task have a higher priority, to have a higher priority, then we have to execute first. Then we have to execute the T1. If the T1 have a higher priority, then we have to execute the T1 first. Prompted scheduling of tasks. OS schedules such that the higher priority task, when the ready on receiving the IPC for which waiting or signal for start, prints a lower priority by blocking the running task. So RTOS schedule mechanism, as you can see, assuming the priority of T1, T2, T3, T4 up to Tn. So each task is an infinite loop from the starting in terms of the ideal state. So task 1 last instruction point to be the next point address, and next in the case of the infinite loop the next point to be the same as a task 1 start, because the task 1 have a higher priority. So for process execution such that the scheduler provide for the prompting of the lower priority process by the higher priority process. So we have a task T1, T2, T3 up to Tn. So each and every time we have to go with the task 1. Because task 1 have a higher priority as a task 2 have a higher priority than task 3, and task 3 have a higher priority than task 4. Similarly, the task 1 at least instruction point to the next point address, and it will continuously executed with respect to time. So here you can see that to understand the concept of the context switching, we have a RTOS, and the message on the priority of the task 1, task 2 up to task n. So each and every time we have to message and ready the task is available or task 1 is ready. If task 1 is ready, then it will message to the prompt to task 2. Once the task 1 will be executed, then it will be send a notification to the task 2. If the task 2 have a higher priority than task 1, then the task 2 will be executed. If the task 1 have a higher priority, then task 1 will be executed. So similar manner in terms of the RTOS, based on the priority, based on the interrupt, based on the highest priority, we have to choose a specific task. We have to choose a specific task will be operated. Basic features means a scalable OS, configure file included the user, multitasking, primitive scheduling, elegant code, or we can say that the performance index. So predefined, it is used in each and everywhere. There are the number of other type of, including some of the type of RTOS based concept and some of the code which is related with a feature of OS like ED112B, DO178B, FDA510K. So there are different types of nuclear based system which is very popular right nowadays for the OS security. Now few application in terms of the automobile, O&E, consumer electronics, medical devices, military, aerospace, networking, system on chip, or many more. It is available in each and every. Now the feature of RTOS that we already see, but right now I am highlighting the feature of RTOS in very clear manner because it is a very important one. It is a scheduling mechanism, resource allocation management system, interrupt handling mechanism, and other issues like a kernel size. Means size have also variations which is respect to the time. So I hope that you are getting the idea that what is RTOS and what is the operating system, how RTOS is different as compared to the operating system, what exactly the feature of RTOS, how you can handle the different number of tasks in RTOS. So if you have any doubt which is related to the RTOS and operating system, then you can feel free to contact me. So thank you.